Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Okay, so today we will discuss about the interview questions asked for the Boeing company. As all of you are already might be aware, like Boeing is one of the biggest aviation company in the world. Okay, so recently they have opened one of their software development centers in Bangalore. So they are doing a lot of hiring these days. Okay, so it is basically a good company. It has a good brand name. Okay, so if you are appearing for this company's interview, so these questions might be helpful for you, right? Okay, so just one thing, like just to keep the duration of this video short, I will be just sharing the questions only and we will be discussing the questions. If you find any kind of difficulty in finding the answers of these questions, you can reach out to me in comment section. I will be happy to help you on this, right? So let's move to the first slide. Okay, so the first question was the legendary questions of the interviewers, hash map. He asked me this question like, what is the difference between hash map and concurrent hash map? Tell me the internal working of hash map. Tell me the internal working of concurrent hash map. When you will use the hash map, when you will use the concurrent hash map, and how segments work in the case of concurrent hash map. So all these questions he asked me uh, as the first question. Okay, after that he came to this question like what all different implementation of map interface are available in Java. So I answered like we have implementations like tree map, hash map and linked hash map. Then he came up with more follow-up questions like when you will go for which implementation. Okay, so you should be aware about the different properties of different implementation of map interface. Okay, so the next question was from the concurrency, like what is the runnable interface, what is the callable interface, and when you will use what, and what is the difference among them, right? So it was the next question. Then next question was how thread communication happens in Java. So this is one of the most important concepts because if you if you are writing the multi-threaded code, right, then you should have a proper conceptual knowledge about like how thread communication will happen and what all different methods are available in Java library for this kind of interaction, right? So I gave the example of these kind of methods and some other methods also. Then the next question that he asked me was why notify is present in object class. Actually, at that point of time, I was knowing like what is the notify method and how to use this method, but I was not sure like why it is present in the object class. Okay, so if any one of you knows the answer of this question, then he can go ahead and mention in the comments down below. And this was the easy question like what is the covariant return type in Java. Okay, so now let us move to the next slide. Okay, so then he grilled me on this question like what is soap, what is rest, when you will use soap or when you will go to the rest. Okay, so all these concepts should be very clear to you because if you are working as a Java developer, backend engineer, at most of the time you will be developing the web services, right? So you should be aware about the trade-off between the SOAP and REST. You should know all these basic concepts of HTTP also, like what all different methods are available very well, right? Then he asked me this question like, how can you expose a SOAP endpoint in a Spring Boot application? So which I answered very well because there is one dependency which we can include in our pom.xml file, and then we can expose the SOAP endpoint also in our Spring Boot application. Then he asked me like what is the difference between the internal working of Spring MVC and Spring Boot, right? So he was expecting some deep level of knowledge. He was not expecting the answer like Spring Boot gives us the auto configuration so everything will just work, right? He was expecting the complete knowledge. What Spring MVC used to do to expose the REST endpoints and how Spring Boot tackles all these things. He was expecting a little more deep answer to this. Then the next question he asked me like what is the difference between dependency injection and inversion of control. At that point of the time I was knowing like what is dependency injection and what is inversion of control, but there is a very fine segregation between these two concepts, right? So I was not able to answer this question properly. But I gave some sort of answer, like then he was not that much satisfied with my answer. If any one of you know, you can mention in the comment, like what is the clear difference between the DI and inversion of control. Then the next question was like, what all different request interceptors are available in the Spring? And this was another question, like what is cross-cutting concerns in Spring? It is related to AOP framework of the Spring, which I answered also. And then next question was this, like how will you handle the transaction management in distributed microservices architecture? So I explained this question because in my current project I'm using Saga design pattern of the microservices, and we use the compensating transactions for doing this transaction management, right? So let us move to the next slide. Okay, so then he asked me these two coding questions, right? The first question was simple, like print 1 to 100 without using loops. Also, we can easily do this using the recursion. So I was able to solve this question. And the next question, he was like, suppose you have been given an integer array, and like this, you have been given an integer array, right? And you have some different elements in this 3, 5, 7, 1, 2. Okay, so then he was asking me find the second highest element of an integer array without using loop and with loop. So without you can solve this question in both ways, right? Without using loop also you can do, and with loop also you can do. So I solved these questions as well. So he was very much impressed. So this is pretty much it. Like I explained all these questions to you in a very short time, in I think in 6 or 7 minutes. But when I was properly answering these questions and proper discussion was happening, right? So then it took me around 30 to 45 minutes of the time. Okay, guys. So that's it for this video. Subscribe to my channel if you like the content, and if you want to motivate me so that I can upload more videos on this channel for all the recent interviews that I have given. Okay, thank you guys. That's it for this video.